Like some comments? I really do. I like some comments. Don't care about you. I like some comments.
Now then, this is one of them where the penny really dropped about what comics can do. It comes across as brutally honest from the off, and there's more than a few personal foibles knocking about. None of this holier than thou cack you see in more self-righteous autobiographies, nor is there any of that tedious woe is me bluff either, really. This is a kind of warts and all piece, certainly personality wise, which leaves you to make your own mind up about any idiosyncratic pretensions or whatever. But it's done with style and a supreme narrative, rather than being one of these, quote, we did this and we did that and blah 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 blah, unquote, expose efforts, coming off like an illustrated school kids what we did on the weekend vibe. More interested in saving a few bob led down offloading on a couch somewhere than actually being interested in developing a tale that's of interest enough to tell anyone else. This not only has something to say, but what is said is with an honest, thought-provoking narrative where the words and pictures complement one another to perfection, really. Like a lot of folk, I can dig the need to revisit certain elements of the past, to examine the milestone totems in one's life for good and bad. This doesn't entail languishing in times gone by or wallowing in nostalgia for nostalgia's sake. It simply means examining certain key elements with the added perspective that only distance allows, though via time rather than distance in this respect. You're not trying to change all, are you really? Just trying to make some sense of it all. There's a lot of energy flying about in places that you're familiar with, and it's about tapping into that, the way some folk might reckon they see ghosts or whatever. It just shows itself in different ways. Kind of like it's there all the time but just needs tuning into, like an old radio or something, to use a lazy ham-fisted analogy. Desert Island Disc Tackle is this for me. I come back to it regularly in the same way that I do Barry Hines or Silito. It's that good. It's flipping well good. And again, you know, who ain't gonna see this cover and think, yeah, I'm having some of that. No numpties maybe. Them and pure scaredy cats. But everyone else is in like Flynn, aren't they, man? Just check Mr. Bones there, rocking a sweet green whistle. And lemon spats, grinning widely, as old folks do, who are carrying an oversized photo of some fella playing a flaming piano. Bones pops on a pink number to talk us through this one, based in Dumbarton, USA, which is seemingly a hive for hip-talking bully boys. Well, they soon get theirs, and Top Boy Turco gets got good and proper. Next news, the local banker is Robin Hooding it with his ill-gotten gains, scared senseless about whatever it is that's looking to serve justice on Dumbarton's wrong-uns. Whatever it is, it's clearly got muscle to spare and comes on like Solomon Grundy in a Kif farmer's hat, with like them spooky glow eyes off the intro to Scooby-Doo. It'd put the willies up your right, wouldn't it? You'll have to check it out yourself to find out what's really what though. Yeah, again, one of these I've heard a lot of, so I thought I'd give it a do. Been on the list for a while, but always something else, isn't there? So there's this young lad from Liverpool. Too smart for the type of school he's at. Not smart enough to see another way than to smash stuff up and cause bother. Youthful frustrations I can certainly relate to. And then he has a vision of sorts where he sees a young Stuart Sutcliffe telling one John Lennon of his plans to leave the band, and this kid wonders if he's beginning to unravel. He ups the ante and robs a car before firebombing his school and getting sent to some odd borstal gaff called Harmony House, run by the kind of thought police or whatever who took Alex to task in Clockwork Orange. And it turns out the headmaster at this gaff is in cahoots with a real baddie, like the devil himself or something by the looks of it. Cut to this bald dude then looking a lot like Grant Morrison sees himself, who clocks this kid as important in big scheme of things. So dresses up like that He-Man baddie, what is it, Spycore or whatever, with metal hair and whatnot, and breaks him out of this place by emptying his shooter into all and sundry before driving the kid down to that there London and leaving him high and dry. The lad's path then crosses with some old bearded gent who folk called Mad Tom, who can fox the old bill with Jedi mind tricks and stop it raining and whatnot, if he wants. And they clock some lass being hounded through streets with a set of folk wearing hunting gear before old Tom takes our lad down into a disused tube line and scrapes some blue algae off wall for him to smoke, which understandably lets him access an alternative kind of London, where odd landscapes and weird shite abounds. Our hero then wakes up in a doorway on his Todd, face to face with a maniacal hunting party clocktailing that poor lass. Cue Mad Tom, giving him the good news about expanding his mind, telling him that he's doing what the powers that be want him to do. Quote, getting into trouble for a bit, then screwing a tart and raising more robots and so on, unquote. Then he talks the lad into smoking some more of the blue gear and jumping off Canary Wharf Tower. That's the end of Tom. But the lad goes to an address old Tom gave him and runs back into the bald dude and a right set of Romans. Q to 10 Downing Street, someone on blower spilling the beans on where these Romans are, and a nasty set of boot boys told up with assault rifles and whatnot kick doors in, only to find said gaff empty, except for one of the iconic smile grenades with its pin out, mind. The Invisibles then head back to Le Oldie Worldy Francais, 1793, on the hunt for the Marquis de Sade, who, when they try and take him elsewhere in time, the whole thing goes tits up and they get separated somehow, and it really starts spinning out then. I liked it well enough, this volume 1 like, but I've not read any more. Like other stuff, I get the idea it's something I'll come back to, but it didn't grab me enough to keep tramming through like certain other titles. Morrison's Marmite, isn't he, for most folk seemingly? The absolute cat's whiskers or something they've got to wipe off the shoe. I didn't feel that passionate either way, really. Like I said, I thought it were alright.